Happening now, public safety outrage following a fatal drive-by shooting last week here in Jamestown. We hear the call from residents who want more to be done to keep city streets safe. And new details about a double fatal crash in Dunkirk, plus a preview of a popular end-of-summer celebration that's set to make a return in just a few weeks' time.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, a fatal drive-by shooting that unfolded in broad daylight in the city of Jamestown last Friday is once again bringing scared and frustrated residents to City Hall, calling on local officials to hike up public safety measures. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live in studio with the latest on this case and what those in our community want done to stop this violence. Alyssa?
Justin, on Friday, 35-year-old Jesus Batista Perez was shot and killed in what was deemed by investigators to be a targeted drive-by shooting in the area of Prendergast Avenue. Since then, both residents and local leaders alike are voicing their concerns.
Unfortunately today we had a tragic, deadly shooting on Prendergast Avenue that saw one killed and one injured in a targeted drive-by shooting.
One of the big problems that confronting us again is murder in Jamestown. Whether it's drug-related or related to other purposes, it's one too many that we've had most recently.
Doug Champ wants lawmakers to revisit their American Rescue Plan Act financial allocation, calling for an additional $2 million for public safety.
Why would people want to come when we got murders going on, crime going on, violence going on? We need to understand the American Rescue Plan was a healing thing due to death caused by a pandemic. And we're reacting to it in a kind of like a shotgun approach.
For Champ, the rising crime rate is hitting close to home.
My grandson lives on Lakeview Avenue. He heard the shots. He heard the rounds. What do you tell him? What do you tell him what he heard in terms of that? And then finds out that somebody was murdered close to where he lives. He thought it was fireworks.
People are concerned. It's not acceptable. I know it's happening everywhere, but it's not acceptable. We have to figure out a way to try to stop it. It's a quality of life issue. It's a life and death issue. People should feel comfortable in their neighborhoods no matter where they live. They have families, they have kids. That shooting occurred around the block from a school. There was school today. Today was the last day of their summer program at Love School.
In cases like this, public cooperation is crucial to solving crimes, and unfortunately, local law enforcement in the Jamestown area say that the number of those willing to help is at an all-time low. Police at this hour are still seeking a suspect, but they have identified a vehicle of interest, pictured here. Police Chief Timothy Jackson is urging residents who might have any information in this deadly shooting to call his office anonymously at 716-483-7537. Live in the studio, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
And new details have been released about a double fatal crash in the city of Dunkirk that took place earlier this month. The four-vehicle crash happened back on Thursday, August 11th on Central Avenue near West Howard Avenue. Two people identified as 31-year-old Luis Perez Torres and 17-year-old Eric Rodriguez Montalvo died as a result of the collision. Three others were also injured there. An investigation found that Perez Torres struck another vehicle that was starting to move north on Central Avenue, waiting for the stoplight. He continued through the intersection, striking a third vehicle that was stopped at the stoplight facing southbound on Central before his vehicle overturned. Both Perez Torres and Rodriguez Montalvo were ejected and died as a result of the crash. And hundreds of Wegmans lemon dill finishing butter tubes have been recalled due to potential bacteria contamination. Wegmans supplier Erupticon Butter is recalling their 3.5-ounce tubes after being alerted by its frozen dill supplier. There have been no illnesses reported as of Friday in connection with this issue. The product is sold as a black plastic cup that's wrapped with a Wegmans label on its sides and lid. Customers who purchase this from these lots are urged to return them. to Wegmans for a full refund. And the Chautauqua Institution is returning to a near normal environment after famed author Salman Rushdie was attacked just over 1 week ago. Our Jackson Hickey has more on the security updates which are now in place and the transition back to normal, which continues today.
At the Chautauqua Amphitheater, where last Friday's attack occurred, performances returned only a day after the incident, following a rapid deployment of enhanced security measures.
In consultation with our advisors and regional police officers, as well as our own police officers, we are implementing additional measures, including checking bags at a station, not permitting bags within the venues, as well as using metal detection technology.
Shortly after the assault, attention also turned to the gate pass, which alleged attacker, 24-year-old Hadi Matar, used to access the grounds.
In order to be on the grounds of Chautauqua Institution during the summer assembly, you are required to secure a pass, and there are various pass types. And so we have implemented some additional measures according to our advisors to support us understanding who is on the grounds.
Despite the heightened security around the campus, Morris emphasized the fact that Chautauqua will not change the product it brings to its audience.
We think it's really important that we continue to pursue our mission, bringing people together to explore critical issues and to think about those across multiple disciplines and multiple perspectives, including multiple religious perspectives. And so to the extent possible, we are absolutely attempting to do that in as normal a way as possible.
At this time, officials don't want to disclose too much information regarding new procedures, but they stress the fact that Chautauqua is a safe community. Jackson Hickey, WNY News Now.
All right, Jackson, thank you very much. Now let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by with that. And just like yesterday, we're dealing with a couple of rain showers out there.
Yes, it is. It's another murky day out there. It's a murky Monday out there for you. As you can see from the Chautauqua Lake Association Skycam, the clouds is pretty much going to be in place for today. You can see the satellite and radar imagery. Again, notice how everything is kind of spinning in a circle. That has to do with low pressure that has moved across the region. So we are going to see an additional shower or a thunderstorm through the afternoon hours again today, but it's all well-needed rain, believe it or not. We'll talk about the rain deficit here in just a little bit. 75 was the high yesterday. Started the day at 61, 91, and 37 are the records. So through the afternoon, clouds are going to rule the afternoon sky. Occasional showers and thunderstorms, and it will be muggy, 70 to 77 with an overall light wind. But we do have more rain on the way, plus a couple days to dry out. We'll talk about it with the Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
Alrighty, Dakota, we'll see you back in just a little bit. Thank you. As we continue, we're breaking down the road construction happening right now in Jamestown and an update on a pretty big project that might be delayed. And later, more on gas prices and inflation, which continue to impact your wallet. Stay with us. WNY News Now is back after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Two convenient conservatives are on the ballot for the Republican primary for Congress. Neither live in our district. I'm Rich Moon, vying for your vote in New York's 23rd congressional race. Growing up in Erie County, I lived in Hinsdale while working as a pharmacist in Wellsville. I'm proud to have raised my kids in the Jamestown area. Keep your voice in Washington local. Write in Rich Moon when you vote for both the GOP primary and the special election. Write in Rich Moon for Congress.
Hey ladies, are you looking for a fun night out on the town this fall? We have the event for you. Join Collaborative Children's Solutions as we celebrate the women of our community during a special Ladies Red Carpet Gala. Grab your friends and fanciest clothes for a night of dancing at the Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York. There will be dessert and a cash bar. All proceeds directly benefit Collaborative Children's Solutions. Learn more at ccsolutions716.com.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than Dwyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on Dwyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. Dwyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
The city of Jamestown has been busy this summer with a record number of roadwork projects underway. Our Bronson Rasmussen set out to hear from city officials about where we stand today. I heard you grabbed your hard hat and your safety vest, Bronson. What'd you find out?
Well, Justin, from rebuilding brick roads to creating new intersections to delays in some major projects, it's been a record year from local crews. Public Works Chairman Randy DeVersa touts the sheer amount of roadwork the city has on their plate this year, while also providing an update on some of the area's most crucial projects.
We have had a banner year for the amount of work that's been done this year, due to the fact that we had a lot of federal and state money through the CHIPS fund, some ARPA funds, and through our general budget for the city streets. And with the help of that, it's been extremely busy, and the city crews have been going at it every day.
Many projects the city has undertaken include sidewalk abatements for handicap accessibility, rebuilding brick streets, and more infamously, the new intersection of Baker and Barrett streets, a project that DeVersa says was really needed.
This intersection really needed to be done for safety. There was just too many accidents here. People had to look back really hard, and they couldn't make the proper vision. So the way they reconstructed it, it come out very nice.
While not a city project, the plan to redesign Washington Street, transforming it from a 4-lane thoroughfare to 3 lanes with a 2-way left turn lane in the middle of the street, has seen some delays, much to the dismay of city officials.
It was scheduled to be new water lines, drainage, and completely repaved to make it a 3-lane. And the state DOT is in charge of that job, and they ran into a backlog of scheduling and getting materials, which I have to say we don't not crazy about it, but they're not going to resurface it until next year.
Roadwork and construction may cause delays to those that frequent the areas, but DeVersa believes it'll all be worth it in the end.
It's always a big inconvenience, even for myself and everybody, and people grumble and complain about having to go around, but it's growing pains. It's something that has been needed to be done with the streets and the potholes, and if we can just get through this year, you're going to see a lot of streets that are resurfaced, and it's going to be worth it in the end.
Now, Justin, since roadwork has begun, construction costs have increased, but extra funding the Public Works has received for this year should cover any additional costs. Live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Yeah, Bronson's certainly a big talker for so many people as we're out there battling that, and as crews battling that ever-ticking time bomb of winter. Bronson, thank you very much. Well, while some drivers nationwide are starting to feel financial relief at the gas pumps, the latest report from AAA finding that the average price for a gallon of gas here in New York State, it remains higher than that national average. AAA reporting today that the national average price for a gallon of gas fell 6 cents from last week, decreasing to $3.90. The current average here in the Empire State is $4.25, which is down 9 cents from last week. In Chautauqua County, motorists are also paying around $4.25 a gallon to fill up. The cost is slightly higher in nearby Cat County, clocking in at $4.28 a gallon. AAA finding that lower crude oil prices with the combination of the end of the summer travel season has begun to bring prices down overall. And after months of soaring prices, inflation now starting to ease off and seeing historically high levels in July. The most recent consumer price index number shows that the overall inflation rate dropped a 40-year high of 9.1% in June to 8.5% in July. A driving force behind this dip is decreasing gas prices. Now, while petrol prices have dropped, food prices, though, they've gone up by 1.3%. So you're now paying 13% more on all food items compared to last year, the largest increase since 1979.
We are certainly seeing movement in the right direction, but they remain relatively high. The rate of increase remains relatively high. So hopefully, it's too early to tell, but hopefully the peak has been reached and the reversal will continue into the next few months.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is expected to rise interest rates a fourth time this year, coming up in September. And Governor Kathy Hochul has announced New York State has been awarded $500 million in federal funds through a state small business initiative credit. This initiative provides funds to support programs in struggling businesses here in the state. The governor also says it will help disadvantaged small businesses succeed in post-pandemic economies. Over the next 90 days, the Empire State Development Group will be establishing additional program criteria and guidelines with a formal program-specific application project announced sometime in the fall. For more on this, you can head over to our website, WNYNewsNow.com. We have a link with more information. Well, coming up, an update on the nation's monkeypox outbreak and the latest on the first case now involving a minor here in New York. And later, a preview of a popular end of summer celebration that's set to make a return in just a couple weeks' time. But first, Dakota joins us once again with a full look at our weather forecast.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Calling all teachers. Get your year started off right with an evening with Gary Brooks. Come see Gary as he shares his funniest school stories and strategies to build a positive school culture. Go to reginald.com for tickets and more information.
Stay fire safe this summer. Only use grills outdoors, away from siding and deck railings. Clean grills often and remove grease or fat buildup. Make sure your gas grill lid is open before lighting. Have a 3-foot safe zone around grills and campfires. Keep kids and pets clear of the area. Dispose of coals after they cool in a metal can. Never leave grills, fire pits, and patio torches unattended. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
While I appreciate anyone who wants to run for office and help others, we deserve to be represented by a local candidate. I'm Rich Moon, running for New York's 23rd congressional seat. I grew up in Erie County, worked in Wellsville, raised my kids in Jamestown. We need to keep our voice in Washington local. There are 2 absentee opportunists on the ballot for the Republican primary. They don't actually live here. That's why I need your vote. Write in Rich Moon for Congress for both the GOP primary and special election. We deserve local representation.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Wanted to start off with some of your pictures from yesterday. How about Samantha capturing this amazing view of one of the storms that was coming into the southern tier? Just amazing. We have some amazing photographers who live around here. Ashley sending this in as the storm was coming over JCC yesterday. And our own Sean Sweatman was able to find a rainbow on Dow Street in Falconer. We don't know if there was any gold at the end of the rainbow. Our I-team couldn't find any information on that. So, yes, the newsroom searched for hours for information and found none. So, Who knows? But anyway, that was that. And here's another picture of the rainbow over Celeron. So again, if you have any pictures or video of the weather, Hunters WX on Twitter, the First Defense weather page on Facebook, and use that hashtag MyLocalWX. It's been wet the past 24 hours. Look at Erie. Over 2 inches of rainfall at the Erie International Airport, 1.93 inches in Falconer, 7/10 of an inch in Fredonia, more than 1/2 inch in Dunkirk, also in Randolph, and here in town about 3/100 of an inch. So again, you know, the rain has been well needed because as we've been talking about, we have been running below average for rainfall this summer. All the days on the calendar that are marked as green are days where we've had at least measurable rainfall. The rain for the month right now, 1.64 inches. That's below normal. And since the beginning of June, when we keep weather records for summer, we're down 4 inches. And I don't think we're going to make that 4 inches up by the time we go into meteorological autumn, which starts on September 1st. 65 right now with a southwest wind of 3. The visibility down to 5 miles. There is some fog and light rain being reported at the airport. So the rain chances, we're going to keep the rain chances through tomorrow. We do dry out Wednesday and Thursday, and then the rain chances return by the end of the week into the weekend. First Defense Doppler radar showing you where those rain showers are now. There's no lightning being detected in any of this, so these are just mostly rain showers. But again, you can see we're wrapped up in the flow around the low. This low is actually over here now. This has not updated yet, but the low pressure area is right over the region now. And again, low pressure spins counterclockwise, and you can see the showers and thunderstorms popping up once again through the afternoon. And again, any one spot of getting wet's about 8 and 10 today, so a pretty high chance most everybody will see a shower or storm through the overnight hours. Then we'll keep the rain chances into early tomorrow morning. I think the better chance of rain Tuesday is going to be in the morning, clear out for the afternoon, and then by the time we go into Wednesday, yeah, we're going to start to clear out the rainfall and also some of the clouds as well. So future rainfall going all the way through Tuesday afternoon. Where the heavier bands do set up, you could see over an inch worth of rainfall, but I think most everybody will range a 1/2 an inch to about 1 1/10 of an inch. So the next 7 powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So you can see the rain really keeps the heat at bay until we go into midweek when we start to warm up again. But believe it or not, this is around average, but the heat returns, Justin, by the weekend.
Alrighty, Dakota, we definitely need that rain out there too. Thank you. Well, Ford is facing over a $1.7 billion in damages over a fatal accident involving one of their F-250 pickup trucks. A Georgia jury reached a verdict in the case that left 2 people dead. That jury determining that the damages should be imposed for selling 5.2 million Super Duty trucks with what attorneys said were dangerously weak roofs that would crush passengers in the event of a rollover accident. Ford Motor Company has issued 49 recalls this year alone, the most of any automaker. And as monkeypox spreads here in the U.S., so does its impact. The White House saying it's making 1.8 million vaccine doses available for order starting today. That as the country is struggling to catch up with demand there. And critics say the U.S. is playing catch up as monkeypox spreads and impacts more people. The White House saying it's already distributed about 1 million vaccine doses and has agreed to get more than 5 million more vials. Now, Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, was the first place to actually receive an extra dose for a public LGBTQ event. It offered them at the Charlotte Pride Festival over this past weekend. New York now reporting their first case of a minor, and last month the CDC identifying 2 infected kids. Officials say parents shouldn't worry about their kids at school, but some college students say they're taking notice. And according to a new global study, almost half of all deaths due to cancer can be attributable to preventable risk factors. Reed Binion is breaking down what researchers found.
A potentially life-changing and life-saving study could alter the way we prevent and treat cancer. According to the medical journal The Lancet, 44% of all cancer deaths in 2019 may have been due to preventable risk factors. Findings that have astounded, if not entirely shocked, those who treat cancer patients every day.
To know that nearly half the cancer deaths in the world could be prevented is just astounding.
Using data from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation's Global Burden of Disease project, the study examined 23 cancer types and 34 risk factors. They found 3 major risk factors stood out. The first one, perhaps not surprising, was tobacco use. The second, drinking too much alcohol.
But heavy alcohol use can actually lead to significant number of cancers, liver cancers, and other type of tumors.
And third, a high body mass index. Dr. William Dayhut, Chief Scientific Officer with the American Cancer Society, says the good news here, all of these things can be changed by making some tough but necessary lifestyle changes.
Reach out to others or healthcare providers or support groups to get the help you need, because these are not easy things to change.
And the importance of these findings simply cannot be overstated.
Imagine if we had a drug that came along like this, that you could take this drug with sort of minimal side effects, relatively low cost, and could prevent cancer. We would be shouting from the rooftops.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, important news there, Reed. Thank you. Next, Labor Day. It's less than a month away. We take a look at how those locally are getting ready to celebrate.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm in this race because I love our region, its people, and all we do. Hi, Rich Moon here. I'm not someone who has come late to this game using political muscle or a large bank account to manipulate the electorate. I'm running for New York's 23rd congressional seat to keep our priorities local. Growing up in Erie County, working in Wellsville, raising my kids in Jamestown, this is my home. When voting this month, write down Rich Moon for Congress to ensure local representation for both the GOP primary and the special election.
Catch your first defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Well, with Labor Day less than a month away, the city of Jamestown is gearing up to host a traditional festival for the first time since the pandemic. The area's Labor Day committee now working with others locally to host the 41st annual Labor Day Fest on Sunday, September 1st at Bergman Park. Our Julia Gress has a preview of what's to come.
We are starting with the Dan Feather race. The Y will be putting that on. Registration's at 8 and the race will be at 9:30. And then the actual event in itself will begin at 11 with the craft fair that we have. It's a huge craft fair. We're inviting craft vendors up to share their items and sell their items to the community. And then at noon begins the music and the food vendors.
Collaborative Children's Solutions owner Patrick Smeraldo says the event's organizers are shooting for a family-style picnic atmosphere. They hope the event will be a good send-off before kids go back to school, as well as honoring the holiday.
The concept of it is to celebrate the labor forces in Chautauqua County. And our labor force does a huge service to us. And our electricians union, Alstrom Schaefer, and a bunch of electricians actually play a huge part in Labor Day. They're on the committee.
Not only will local live music be on tap, but also a competitive cheering group, Explosion Cheer, to showcase their talents.
Between pro wrestling, Randy Gray will have Southern Tier Wrestling up there, petting zoos, magicians, Scott Meekus will be up there, Events by Scott will be up there with kids games and things for all the kids. It really is a family environment.
The night will conclude with a firework extravaganza at 8:30 p.m. after a day full of festivities, including the presentation of the George Ritzer Labor Award at 4:30 p.m.
Number one, it's free to attend. I mean, you don't have to buy a ticket. There's no pressure to visit any one particular food outlet or snack outlet. There's 2 stages of performers. There's the main stage with bands, and then there's a side stage where there will be bands there too, and some kids performing.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Certainly a really fun time for so many people in Jamestown, and it has been, believe it or not, almost 2 years now since we've had, I guess 3 technically, because there wouldn't have been one in 2020, 21. So I get 2 years of it, 2 years of it, getting ahead of it. This would be the 3rd year with or without it. So it's good to see that they'll be having that back, and we'll be praying for some good weather there that weekend. But I honestly, there's a lot of good fireworks displays in Chautauqua County, and I think that Labor Day one doesn't get enough credit. They've had some really good places, and the middle school that's right there, that's Purcell Middle School?
You're testing my geography here.
I believe so.
Let's
and
see.
They have a
Labor Day parade.
Yeah, Bronson says, yeah, that's Purcell.
Okay, all
so
right, yeah.
There's a really great spot. I'm giving away my secrets, but behind the school, beautiful view of the fireworks. That's it for us today.
And
Beautiful
Justin
view
went to
over
Faulkner,
Finley.
everybody. How does he know this?
Yeah, I don't know. I happen to cover news here in Jamestown, I guess. Have a good day. I'm pretty good with my geography. Oh, we're still up. Oops.